Well, now's the perfect time for a family trip to Vail for a gorgeous guided hike. And with fall approaching, the sights are becoming more beautiful day by day. Peter Sunnison, he's an outdoor expert and community outreach coordinator for Walking Mountain Science Center, joins us now. Good to see you again, Peter.
Thanks for having me.
First off, talk a little bit about Walking Mountain Science Center and what it's all about.
So Walking Mountains is a 501c3 not-for-profit environmental education organization, and it's our mission to awaken a sense of wonder and inspire environmental stewardship through natural science and sustainability education.
My goodness. Okay, so to learn more, you can log on to the web address we're going to show you here in just a few moments. You've been hiking all summer long. Talk about what you've seen. Where did your guided hikes take you?
We've seen all kinds of stuff. We usually get between 500 and 700 miles on our hiking programs throughout the trails in the Vail area all summer long. We've gone up to Mount Elbert, so we've gone to the highest point in Colorado. We did Mount of the Holy Cross, which is another 14er. We've seen elk, we've seen bear, we've seen coyote. Gorgeous wildflowers all season long. You name it, it's out there, we see it.
Holy Cross, I have to go see. I hear it's amazing. Now that summer's winding down, what can we expect to see on our fall hikes?
So everything we do in the fall is geared towards fall color. You know, we have the aspen up in the high country that are absolutely gorgeous, and we really try to target all of our hikes to those gorgeous, gorgeous aspen trails, because that's a, it's a seasonal phenomenon that we get to see firsthand up there in the high country.
And is there a difference between family hikes and backcountry hikes?
There are. So our family hikes are shorter. They're much more kind of educational in nature, where we'll take people out same trails. We don't spend 8 to 10 hours on the trail. We'll spend 4 hours on the trail, but we bring our teaching tools. So we're picking stuff off the trail. We're learning kind of as we go, and anyone can do it.
I like that you brought the leaf here to show. And this is what you'll teach kids, right?
Absolutely. So I brought, kind of a little demo of an aspen leaf. And, right about this time of year, the aspen is forming a corky layer kind of in between the twig and the leaf. And that corky layer prevents chlorophyll from entering into the bark, entering into the tree. So as that chlorophyll kind of fades off, that green color, slowly peels off. And we see that yellow aspen.
Isn't it cool?
After all the yellow,
it goes brown.
We get our brown.
All right, let's hear more from, she's a guide and educator, Rachel Barfield. She's hiking in Vail. Let's hear what she has to say.
I've had so many people on top of Vail Mountain on some of my nature hikes that are curious, once they've gotten their feet wet, to see a little bit more of Vail. And so at this point, I would really encourage them to check out our half-day and full-day backcountry hikes. You can even take a couple great hikes right around the Vail Nature Center. We have guided wildflower and bird hikes. While on these hikes, it's awesome to remind people that this is their National Forest Service land. And when leading the hikes, when you get to see those interactions and making the connections between nature and their appreciation for it, it's incredible.
Is that beautiful? Absolutely gorgeous. Can anyone go hiking, or do you have to be in great tip-top shape?
You absolutely don't. One of the things we're familiar with in Vail is that a lot of tourists come out. So we want to make our hikes engaging to every skill level. We like to think it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So, it's appropriate for all ages, all physical abilities.
I want to quickly go back to some tips. You brought in this aspen tree. Talk about what you can do. Like you said, there's SPF, there's natural sunscreen on there.
Aspen are absolutely amazing trees. So if I rub it, you kind of see this white powder coming off on my hand. This is an SPF 8.
You can put it on your skin.
Natural sunscreen. Native Americans and settlers have been doing that for centuries.
Isn't that crazy?
The outer layer, if we were to scrape this outer layer of white bark, very, very high in salicylic acid, main ingredient in aspirin. So we could actually chew on this outer layer of bark and it would be a natural pain reliever. Again, Native Americans and settlers have been doing it for centuries. Elk always give birth in aspen stands, and there's evidence that birthing elk will chew on aspen while giving birth.
Oh my goodness, isn't that crazy? These are just some of the tips that you'll learn. Speaking of wildlife, can we still see wildlife when we go on a hike?
Absolutely. It's hard to guarantee any wildlife sightings just because we're usually talking and walking and making noise on the trail. We do see elk. We're going to be in bear habitat. We're in mountain lion habitat. Elk and deer are moving around this time of the year. It's starting to get their rut where they're going to be looking for a mate. So that's when we tend to see more and more wildlife.
Can I book a private hike, a family hike?
Absolutely. You can book any kind of private hike. We go from 2 up to 10 hours. We take wedding parties out. We take families out. We take couples out. I took a couple out to get proposed a few months ago.
Oh,
so,
that's sweet.
Any kind of guided adventure you think you would be interested in on the trails, we can manage.
Look at that beautiful scenery. Gosh, that's gorgeous. WalkingMountains.org is a great web address to go to. And what do we need to know before we sign up?
What you need to know is that all of your hiking fees, program fees, anything you contribute to Walking Mountains is going towards furthering our mission. It's a lot of fun. We're out there to really coordinate positive experiences in the natural environment. So if you want to come learn, have fun in the great outdoors, get a level of comfort, come join a Walking Mountains program.
Peter, always great to have you on the show. We learned so much. Again, it's time for you to enjoy the gorgeous Vail hikes in the backcountry right now with family-friendly trails. Plan a fall hiking adventure with Walking Mountains Science Center. Visit walkingmountains.org to book your excursion.